Autodesk and CNBC TV 18 present the Executive Forum in collaboration with the U.S. Consulate General, Mumbai.
Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Autodesk and CNBC TV 18 present Executive Forum in collaboration with the U.S. Consulate General, Mumbai. A unique initiative that brings together visionaries, industry leaders, change makers, with a shared goal to explore how the transformative power of artificial intelligence, yes, everyone's talking about it, is reshaping industries and redefining the future of business. To kick off the event and deliver the evening's opening address, may I welcome on stage Reema Tendulkar, Editor IT and Telecom, CNBC TV 18.
This forum brings together a unique dialogue on how design and make is transforming so many industries and reshaping the very core of everyone's business strategy to bring in agility to make us future ready and future proof. This journey is going to showcase our nation's resilience, adaptability, unwavering commitment to building a sustainable and inclusive Viksit Bharat while maintaining its global competitiveness in an era of rapid technological advancement. The Executive Forum aims to explore the vital role of technology in propelling this growth story.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, to deliver the keynote address, leading a global powerhouse in design and technology, he has spent over 25 years reshaping strategies and driving product innovation to unprecedented heights. Since joining Autodesk in 1997, he has held very important roles across marketing, product development, business, helping shape the company's future. Put your hands together for Andrew Anagnost, President and CEO, Autodesk, for the keynote address, The Opportunity of Better.
Thank you very much. Everybody is building. They're building new infrastructure. They're rebuilding old infrastructure. They're building housing. They're trying to adapt to changing climate environments. And at the same time, more and more people are moving into the middle class every single day. India's an incredible example of this. There's not enough money, skilled labor, and materials to build and rebuild everything we have to build without either compromising on quality, safety, or, frankly, imperiling the climate and environments that we live in. We have to start doing things differently. AI can help address some of these things, not by telling people what to do, but by actually augmenting how people can make decisions and decide what they should do. AI is being used to design new drugs. It's being designed to create personalized medicine that's tailored to you. You can already see that people are using AI to do new things around design new concepts, and they're using AI to predict the performance of all types of environments and then adapt those environments. Traffic management is one, infrastructure management is other. There's real places where AI is already having an impact and making a difference. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Oakland, California. Now, Oakland, California is a very dense urban area in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's also an area that's suffering from a massive housing crisis. Every piece of usable space needs to be adapted in some way to create affordable housing. But this is where a customer of ours came in to work on what's called Project Phoenix. And this was a group of people at MBH Architects that took on a challenge to work in a very constrained space with some imperfect requirements to try to build affordable housing that was not only affordable, but livable and also net zero. This is the site they were building on. One, there's manufacturing adjacent to it. There's a freeway adjacent to it. The site's shaped oddly. It's a massive, massive challenge. AI can generate ideas based on a massive variation of parameters. And this is actually a generative AI algorithm that is running through various scenarios and looking at the various pieces of the problem, the noise, the pollution, the operational carbon, the embedded carbon, the amount of green space, the lighting exposure. And it's giving architects solutions that it would have taken them months, possibly years to discover. And actually, it's giving them unique solutions that they might not have been able to come up with on their own. It's not telling them what to do. It's giving them choices of what to do, and they get to choose the one that best fits. And they were able to do this. This is the facade that's going to be put on some of these buildings. And here's what's interesting about this facade. It's insulated with fungus. So they grew mushrooms as the insulation that goes inside these various pieces of the facade. So one of the reasons that this project is going to be carbon negative is because it's storing more carbon than it actually produces. But that's not the only reason. This whole project is being built through a modular construction method. And it was manufactured and prefabricated in a way that minimizes waste and reuses the maximum amount of material to do things. It's pretty amazing piece of work that they're doing. This is the actual final rendering of what is going to be put in place in that site. There's actually baffles associated with that, so it actually takes away and blocks out the freeway and creates these livable green spaces, all assisted with AI to get to the answers that mattered here. So thank you very much.
Building a Vikasit Bharat, innovations shaping India's future. This discussion will explore ideas and transformative strategies that are helping to shape a more resilient and prosperous India.
We've got some fantastic leaders here. In fact, the perfect panel to talk about how technology can reshape India's tomorrow and get us to being a developed economy by 2047. So Vivek, share your opening thoughts on this topic, on how technology is shaping India's future.
We really have to use and leverage technology in every manner possible to break constraints and find really new and different ways of creating products and solutions for our industry. We, as TIL Industries, are very deeply embedded into the whole infrastructure space in core capital goods industries. And we are constantly back onto the drawing board to see how can we really bring in that element of improvement and yet deliver it at a price point which positions our customers in a much, much better way. And therefore, I think AI has a role to play in it. Software solutions have a role to play in it, as much as, using the conventional ways of designing and engineering.
Mr. Karthikeyan, would you like to come in on this point on how we can leverage the power of technology to reshape India?
The Viksit Bharat is just not a target or a slogan like what you said. I think it's about a great Indian dream. Many economists have predicted that 6 to 7% growth is reasonably achievable. But if you want to grow to 7 or 9%, India has to leapfrog leveraging the technology as a key plank of innovation. If you look at the technology services, whether it is IT, BPO, ER&D put together, is about 7-8% of the GDP today, roughly about $250 to $270 billion. And this has a potential to grow to about 20% by 2047. And if you look at the services globally, is about $15 trillion today. So even if India were to take 10% share, it can grow to 1.5 trillion. By 2047, this can double. It has to go beyond IT, technology, services, BPO into sales, marketing, healthcare, operations. There is a lot more that can be done beyond what can be done today. For any artificial intelligence or cloud to support the growth of the economy, I think data forms the fundamental foundation. So if you look at Aadhaar, UPI, or unified health interface, multiple open data platforms that are being built are already having user base of 500 million to 1 billion users. And this is still not monetized. If you compare to US or China, similar companies are generating about $1 trillion in revenue. So that is the potential India has for the next 25 years.
Sumant, come in. If India has to accelerate its growth rate from a steady 6-7% and move to 8-9% on a sustainable basis, what would be the key drivers to your mind?
As a company, we've looked at AI in all elements of operations, right from consumer insighting, product development, manufacturing, supply chains, sales and distribution. So how can we use AI to simplify, remove complexity and focus people? You run AI ML engines to figure out patterns and maybe run simulations, costs a lot less to simulate, optimize, and then execute. So I think you get a lot more resource efficiencies, right? We're talking about net zero and carbon footprint. We need to get far more efficient in the use of resources, the way we build, the way we construct, the way we execute. And the good thing about this is the more you optimize, the more cost you reduce. and that improves your bottom line as well, right? So I think it's good for employment, it's good for productivity, and it's good for the company's bottom line.
Efficiency is there, innovation is there, but in India, you need to apply all these advanced smart manufacturing techniques at scale. So share your thoughts on that and how we can make it work.
At Autodesk, we're providing a manufacturing cloud solution, a design to make industry cloud focused on manufacturing, where you can go from conceptual design all the way through manufacturing with multiple ways of doing manufacturing, leveraging AI to help on key steps along the way so that you are certain that what you're designing will then work in the function and fashion that you intended it to be done, and you can do it at scale. Now, this is one of the key ways of driving efficiencies because it will allow our engineers, our manufacturers to do more things. But it also will allow us to be smarter on how we're using materials. So if you want to get to net zero, you want to use your materials more effectively. You want to minimize waste. You actually want to be able to use AI to identify new opportunities for materials that can help you manufacture in ways that are different than what we've done in the past. So there's a huge opportunity from a technology and automation perspective that's going to reshape how manufacturing is done from design all the way through to that finished good. Once you have a finished good, you want to actually monetize that good. You have to be able to have logistics to be able to send it somewhere. So then you need to have infrastructure in place that allows you to ship products around the world. So you need roads, you need rail, you need ports. We also are providing technology that allows you to significantly reduce the amount of time as well as the amount of materials to develop that infrastructure. So that's how India will be able to scale manufacturing, use technology in a way that will help automate many of the steps between concept through the actual manufacturability of those products, and then be able to get those products shipped around the world.
Anand, it's time for you to jump in because at Inventure, you all do manage a lot of these critical physical infrastructures in logistics, transportation. Talk to us.
We need to start investing in better technologies today. Today, technologies are available like digital engineering. We have digital construction. So where basically you build a building in a computer, simulate it, and then go out and build it. Maybe 10 years back, using technology would have been more expensive, manpower would have been cheaper, but things have changed in India too today. But I think as industry leaders, we don't take a total cost of doing something using technology. So I think that's the mind shift change that industry leaders like us need to adopt as well.
Autodesk and CNBC TV 18 present the Executive Forum in collaboration with the U.S. Consulate General, Mumbai. Autodesk and CNBC TV 18 present the Executive Forum in collaboration with the U.S. Consulate General, Mumbai.
We have a very special session featuring Prakash Kota, Senior Vice President and Chief Information Officer at Autodesk. And he's going to have a wonderful expert with him. And I'm going to leave it to him to introduce him to all of us. They will be talking about India's marquee projects and their impact on the nation's growth and transformation.
To achieve that transformation, you need to go through a lot of investments. And people are putting a lot of investments and funding, which in turn is going to fuel the growth. And so to do that, I would like to welcome Mahesh, who is a Group Chief Digital Officer of L&T, to join me in having a conversation. Can you highlight some of the marquee projects that L&T is working on?
Some of the projects that we are doing locally in Mumbai is our Navi Mumbai Airport, which is roughly around 3,000 acres of land. It was very complex project. There was river diversion, and it would cover nearly 20 million passengers that would come to the airport annually. The Mumbai Coastal Roadways is again, I would say, India's first undersea tunnel, roughly around 2.07 kilometers. Overall, the corridor would be roughly around 10.58 kilometers. That's phase 1. And another 10 kilometers as phase 2. In fact, we have built Atal Setu, which is roughly around 22 kilometers of sea bridge. Again, engineering innovation. We've also built our Mumbai-Ahmedabad highway, 237 kilometers of bullet train, again done by L&T. I can go on and on, 600 projects. So a lot of marquee projects. And another project is about Ram Mandir, where nearly 25,000, I would say, pink sandstones were bought in from Rajasthan. All were kitted with RFID kit, and the entire structure is without steel. Again, engineering innovation, and thanks to our collaboration, we were able to do all these projects collaboratively.
The inner me is prompting, ask about AI.
We have built something called as L&T Cognitive Services. Right from the pre-construction phase, construction phase, and post-construction phase, we have built a common platform. What can we do to standardize our contract terms that we sign? So we have built something called as Contracts AI, where every contract that comes into our, let's say, risk management team, every single clause gets compared to a similar project that we have done in the past. Which clauses have high risk, low risk? Can we go ahead with that project? Then the risk management team assesses that, and then we take a decision. So what would take weeks, today we are able to do that in days.
Thanks again, Mahesh, for spending time with us, for sharing all these stories.
Thank you.
We have, again, some top leaders who will talk about how AI is not just reshaping the workplace, but it is redefining the very fabric of how work is now going to be done, how innovation will be seen, how human management will be seen, and the growth in the tech age that we are in.
Andrew, if you had to summarize what you have learned, the insights that you've garnered over the last 2 days on this particular topic, what would it be?
And every year when I came to India, the country was different. Every year, like every year I'd land and, oh, that's not the airport I landed in last time. And every year there was something new. But now there's this palpable feeling that India is on the edge of something great. And one of the things I think, you've built a real culture of innovation. You have a vibrant startup ecosystem, which I think is how we're going to feed some of these technologies, not just in India, but globally. And that vibrant startup ecosystem is a real asset. On top of that, you have an economy that's growing and creating wealth for more and more people, which is a cornerstone of actually driving growth. You have to create wealth for the population in order to drive domestic consumption and all the things associated with that. You've got the largest cluster of digital natives in the world. Right? The people that grew up with digital tools. Even with the skills gap, everyone in India is a digital native at this point. At least half of them are a digital native. And I think that's really just incredible.
So Mike, we want the world to be AI-driven and tech-driven. So how do the two economies collaborate?
In the last 4 years, we've launched between the two countries, between our national security councils, this initiative on critical and emerging technologies. And when you look at that, all of the technologies that will power and drive and fuel our world with critical minerals, with quantum computing, with space exploration, every single one of them is underpinned by AI. So our two countries at the highest level have said, we're going to bring AI into this conversation so that we can say, how do we manage the financial side, the legal side, the engineering side, the entrepreneurial side? AI is critical to all that. So the governments, we're both making a push to say, let's bring our smartest businesses together. Autodesk, absolutely. Let's bring our best researchers together because they can give the solutions that are going to drive the commercial success in the next generation.
Mr. Hiranandani, you're a veteran, right? An industrialist par excellence. In your industry, give us some examples on how AI has brought about change.
India is growing at 7%, but real estate and construction is going at 15 to 17% compounded per annum for the last few years. L&T is probably growing faster than that. But having said that, it's not just the marketing tool, the accounting tool, the management tool, the construction management, the speed of construction. All that has taken a change, and AI becomes at the forefront of all that. When we have the Prime Minister bringing in the Aadhaar card, the entire thing in terms at the top end, the opening of bank accounts of every person in this country to be able to do, generating more data than the United States and China put together today. And in the next 3 years, we will grow 5 times the amount of data just because of the kind of technology that we are talking about, AI-driven work that we are going to do. So irrespective of what we may say, you pick up any item in the real estate sector or manufacturing or anything else, over a period of years, if you're not doing and using AI, you will be out of business or out of date. One of the two or maybe both.
So, Mr. Thakur, talk to us about your business at Mahindra Sustain. What are the AI strategies you use and what is the impact that you've seen?
Every time someone has to plan a holiday, we have started using an AI tool which actually prompts in terms of looking at the persona of the individual as to what should be the holiday that should be offered, which resort he should go to, and if that doesn't work, which is the second option. We have a recycling business. So Axelo actually does recycling of vehicles. So we actually started using an AI tool which actually assesses what is the usable component of that vehicle. And we can actually offer the best price for the customer for the vehicle that we're going to pick up for recycling. We are one of the largest NBFCs, Mahindra Financial Services. We are using AI today rampantly for tens of thousands of credit assessments that we are doing. So that's again happening over there. We actually created something which was called Mahindra.ai, which was, I think, the first of a kind in the country in the manufacturing segment, where we actually created our own digital ecosystem where we started using the power of AI but insulated from the world at large. And I think that started giving us a lot of solutions across about 25 odd businesses. And I think about 550 business cases that we were able to service.
Mr. Sharma, come in. Now, all eyes are on this upcoming Navi Mumbai airport. I believe it's going to be able to handle traffic of 90 million concurrently. So tell us about how you are using AI to deliver the project and what we should expect out of it.
Master planning is very, very crucial. While you talked about 90, 3 years back, actually concession agreement said 60. But my boss picked up and said, I need 100. So during the construction stage, we moved from 60 to 90. And from cargo, we moved from 1.5 to 2.6 million. The GS stands almost doubled. But my land space was still same, 1160 hectares. So within that, we had to redo the entire planning. So planning, when you say the utmost important thing is the capacity. And when you look at the capacity, you look at the airspace capacity, you look at the runway capacity, you look at the terminal capacity, the apron, and the entire land site within airport and the supporting connectivity projects that come in. We are monitoring this, that we are committing to net zero by 2030. So a lot of green initiatives along with benchmarking are getting built up in the master plan stage itself.
So I just want to quickly bring in one more aspect, which is about these new advanced smart manufacturing, digital twins, 3D printing. I mean, where does India stand when we are using these technologies?
You have to measure the life cycle of a product by its initial cost and its life cycle cost and its life cycle return. Digital twins lets you manage that. It lets you manage the long-term value of the asset. So the important thing about what we're going to be doing with digital twins is we're going to be getting more out of the assets that we build. We're going to manage them better. We're going to repair them more effectively. We're going to get higher reliability from them, higher efficiency, and make the asset more efficient over time, which, by the way, just increases the return to society, increases the return of the project over the life cycle of the project. That's what a digital twin will be good at, and I think India has some very important thoughts in that area.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
Audience, you guys too, you've been patient. Mugdha, the floor is all yours.
Well, with that, it's a close to this incredible event. I would like to invite now Prabjot Minhas, Head of Marketing, India and SAARC, Autodesk, to deliver the vote of thanks.
I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to all of you for braving the crazy traffic I heard we had today and joining us here today. On behalf of CNBC, US Consulate and Autodesk, we're really thankful. Thank you so much.
Autodesk and CNBC TV 18 present the Executive Forum in collaboration with the U.S. Consulates General, Mumbai.